Hey again, besties, and welcome back to the channel. So as you may know already, I recently made a video about my favorite relationship and romance mods in Stardew Valley, and so I felt that it just only made sense to make a video about family gameplay mods, because there are quite a bit of them, and I use quite a bit of them in my main save, so I'm just going to go over some of my favorite ones. And to start, I would like to go over a mod called Have More Kids by Mushimato. And this mod is super duper special to me because just as a farmer that would like to have many children on this farm, this mod has made that dream come true. So I have 5 children on my farm. My farmer, she just had her 5th child yesterday in game pretty much. So I want to have 10 children in total, but I also want to adopt a child as well. So this mod is really perfect for that. So as you can see, yes, I have lots of children of varying ages. My oldest one is school aged and my second oldest one is toddler aged. And then the rest, they're just like babies and crawling babies. So prior to finding this mod, I was actually using the polyamory suite mod, and I no longer use that because I found this one. So I think the lovely thing about this mod is that not only does it allow you to have many children, but also the children during good weather, they will actually go out and they will, you know, run around. They'll leave the farmhouse and do things. And I don't know, I just think that's really cool. I think that's really lovely that it adds that, I guess, that level of like detail. Just allowing your kids to run around outside during good weather. And then another thing that I like about this mod is that it's the ability to adopt. So I don't know what my son is doing, but the ability to adopt. So pretty much you can adopt certain NPC children. I know that for now, the only mod that I've found, the add-on that allows you to adopt. So like you can adopt Leo. Like I'm planning to adopt Leo. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my son to stop doing that, but it's fine. I plan to adopt Leo in the future. So anyway, if you like this type of gameplay, then you might be interested in Have More Kids. So the next 2 mods I want to go over, they actually kind of work with one another, so I'm just going to cover them both at the same time. Don't mind me, I'm just chasing my son down because he's part of this showcase. But the first mod that I want to go over in this bundle is called Unique Children by Shacklin. And pretty much this mod just does exactly what it says that it does, is that it gives your children a more unique look. Now this mod works really well with multiplayer, but it can also be used for single player as well. And I use this because I don't want my children to be clones of one another. I want them all to look different during the toddler stage. So obviously most of my children are going to remain in the toddler stage because one of my other mods that actually makes them grow older, grow into like school age, the version that I have only allows them to have only 2 children in my household can go to school. So all of my other children are going to be toddler age. So I want them all to be unique. I want them to wear unique clothing, and I want them to just have, I want them to be different. Like, I don't want them to be interchangeable. I want them to look different. So this mod is very good at doing that, and it's just very good at giving them an added touch. And of course my son, he is able to speak, and that is thanks to the Unique Children Talk mod, also by Shacklin. And this mod allows your toddler children to speak, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the options in this mod. There aren't a lot of options, but there are some ways you could change the dialogue, like how you want them to refer to you. Like if you want them to refer to you just however way you like, you can change it I know that my children are calling me mummy. I think that's like the British way of calling someone your mom. I'll probably change that eventually because I am not British. But if you want to leave it like that, that is how it is by default. But yeah, like your children will speak to you. So like, I know that in vanilla, your children who are toddler age, they don't really speak. Like they don't speak, and it's just kind of weird. It's just a little creepy, you know what I mean? Like they just, you know, they just do like a little heart emoji and that's it. So just them being able to speak and tell me about their day and just express their feelings, it kind of adds that much needed dynamism to family gameplay. So, of course, these mods work really good together, but I don't think you need to have them both in order for them to work. Like, you can just have unique children, or you could just have unique children talk. But I have both because I want my children to speak to me. So, I've left a link to these two mods in the link below if you would like to try them out. And with that said, I will go ahead and move on to the next mod. So the next mod that we'll be going over in this segment, it's called Callie's Less Creepy Kids by Callie Rivera. And what this mod does is that it makes the kids just a little less uncanny. So not only does it change how your baby and toddler sprites look, but also it allows you to change their outfits using alternative textures. So if you use the scissors for alternative textures, you could actually change their outfits and change their clothing. So I'm gonna also just say here that I'm using another mod for my toddlers, and that is the mod Unique Children. So really this mod, Callie's Less Creepy Kids, it really just like affects my babies and my crawling babies. So the thing about this mod is that even though it doesn't specifically have compatibility with like Polyamory Suite or with like Free Love or other mods that allow you to have children with multiple spouses, because you're able to customize your children the way you want them to look with this, if your children do not look the way that you want them to look, like say you have like several spouses and you want a child to look like each of your spouse, well, just get those scissors from alternative textures and you can alter them to look the way that you need them to look, which I think is really, really nifty. And I should also note that for compatibility, like as far as what this mod is compatible with, by default, all of your children are going to favor your parents. But you can also have them favor you if you choose. You just have to change how they look. But by default, they will look like their parents. So if you have the mods Stardew Valley Expanded, Ridgeside Village, and East Scarp, this mod is compatible with those mods. So you are able to have children that look like your spouse by default. So that is why my children, most of my children, they come out looking like Lance. But I've had a few children come out with blonde hair, so that's really interesting. So, yeah, like it also just kind of changes how the children behave. So like, I don't know if it's just me, but the vanilla babies, I don't know, they just seem a little lifeless, and this mod kind of just like gives them a little bit of life in it. You know, it's just a redo of some of the sprites. So yeah, like the toddlers' hairstyles are redone, the bodies are kind of like redone, and you could change their clothing too. So I don't think I mentioned this, but you could also change their clothing. Like their clothing was redone. So like you could change their like their little baby outfits if you want. My baby right here has green, but I have children that have pink onesies, there's like blue onesies, just all kinds of different colors of onesies that you could choose, which I think is really awesome. So if you think you'd be interested in this mod, I've left a link to this in the description below. And yeah, let's get on to the next mod. So this next mod that I'm going to go over is one that I've had installed on this save for a pretty long time, pretty much since like the early days of having this save. and that is The Farmer's Children, Little NPCs by Exadave. And I have actually covered this in one of my showcases in the past, very briefly. But yeah, like this, I really love this mod because it lets my children grow up and they become real NPCs, like my child Phoebe right here. So she has her own schedule, she will go to school, she'll just do whatever, like on days that she doesn't go to school, she'll just kind of do her own thing and she'll be wandering around Pelican Town. And sometimes I'll even see her on Ginger Island. So like she kind of just has a mind of her own and will do her own exploring. So, yeah, so she does have a schedule here, and it looks like she's being a little delinquent today because she's not going to school. In fact, she's going to the Star Drop Saloon, which is very baffling to me. But, you know, it is what it is. She has her own life and she's growing, and we're just gonna let her live that life out. And because my children grow up and because they go to school, I also installed another mod called The Little Red Schoolhouse, also by the same author, Exadave. So this mod, it just comes with a little red schoolhouse that you can repair and you can have be a functional school. So obviously there are some students in the school right now, and my child is not one of them. She's just not in school at the moment. But yeah, like it adds actual students who are also NPCs. Well, that's actually an add-on that you can include in your game. Like, it's just a little add-on that you can find on the mod page. And the wonderful thing about this mod is that it also is compatible with Ridgeside Village, as well as East Scarp. And it's also compatible with the Stardew kids. So if you have any of those mods installed, then they will all go to school. Like, the children in those expansions, they'll go to school. So yeah, you can see that there's some children from Ridgeside, and obviously Floor from Ridgeside Village, she's a teacher here. So if you have Ridgeside Village, then the second classroom will be functional, and Floor will teach there. So like it's just a cute little like touch. It's a cute little family touch. Like, the teachers will talk about your children and, you know, just how they're doing in school and things like that. So, well, my child is not currently in school. She's being delinquent. But yeah, like, when she is in class, I like to sometimes just come up and visit her and see what she's doing. And then, of course, I have another child who is about to be in school very soon. So it'll be nice to be able to see them both in class. But yeah, like, that's really all this mod does. It just adds a school, and when you do download it, if you download the original save, then the school will be broken down and you will have to repair it with Robin in order for it to become functional. And I believe that it's actually a special order quest that allows you to fix the classroom up. So it adds like an extra quest. It adds just more stuff going on in your Pelican Town, and I'm all for that. I am always all for that. So, and also, yeah, we do have Cammy from Street Fighter here. Apparently, I don't know. It's like a very young Cammy. I find it very amusing, but yeah, that is a thing. So if you are interested in this type of family gameplay in your game, then I have left links to both The Farmer's Children, Little NPCs, as well as Little Red Schoolhouse. And also, I should mention with Little NPCs that you can schedule your children's, you could change their schedule in the config file. So, like, if you want them to do something else, then you can have them do something else. I don't touch that file because I can't think of what I want my daughter to do right now. So I've left links to both mods in the link below if you are interested. Moving on. So for this next mod I want to go over, it is another very, very cute mod that gives you more gameplay with your family, and that is Immersive Family, a children's events expansion by Zhao Lei Wen. And this mod is just very adorable. It adds several new special events. It adds 35 new events to the game and over 340 additional NPC dialogue, and it's all just revolving around your children. And it also includes crossover content from Stardew Valley Expanded, Ridgeside Village, East Scarp, and also Jorts and Jean. Like, I know it says many more, but Jorts and Jean as well. I got a cute little babysitting event from them. I'll put footage of just all of the events that I have encountered in-game using this mod. So this mod does have two different versions. It has the one where your children will have portraits when they speak during the events. And then there's also another version where they will just use speech bubbles. And that's the version that I use, if you guys have noticed. I just prefer that because my children do not have portraits. So I just thought it'd be weird that they would be given mixed-matched portraits like that, because I don't have any for them. I only have portraits for when they become school age. So I really enjoy this mod a lot. Like, it's just the events are very cute and they're very detailed, and there's quite a lot of them. Like, there's quite a lot of them. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen all of them, but just as my children grow older, like every single year, there's a new event. Like, there's just something. There's several new events every year. So I'm constantly surprised by this mod. Like, it's just very cute and very fun. And I love anything that adds more events and just more stuff going on in my save. So I do believe that with this mod, there is an add-on that you can include if you want to have sprites and portraits specifically for the events. But yeah, I'm not really I don't really use that, but that is a thing. That is a thing, and I do believe that they have left some type of documentation to it in the mod page if that's something that you want to try. I don't mind keeping it very simple and just having speech bubbles. That way I don't really have to worry about dealing with anything else. I could just enjoy the events, and that could just be that. So yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about this mod, but I do want to go ahead and move on to the very last mod. And this is also very similar in that it adds additional events, you know, as far as your children, or actually prior to them being born. But that is Pregnancy and Birth Events by Kristen the Red. And this mod just gives you just extra little events for when your farmer and when your farmer spouse becomes pregnant. So again, I will leave clips of all of this within this video, because obviously you have to be pregnant to trigger these events. And to my knowledge, a lot of these events only happen one time. I think with my first two children, it might have been with some of my other children as well, like my third and fourth as well. And I don't remember there being any for my fifth. But like, this mod will add just little extra events of you and your spouse going to Harvey's clinic and you finding out about just being with child and all that. And this mod, the lovely thing about this mod is that it's compatible with modded spouses, and I think that vanilla spouses have their own special dialogue as well. So, and then of course you can adjust the reaction to how your spouse will react to either being with child or react to you being with child. So yeah, like, and I also really like the events on this mod too, because it's just very cute. Just going to Harvey's for like a little checkup, or, you know, just there being an event when you're about to give birth. Like, it's just very, very, very cute and very detailed. So I know that in vanilla there's not really much emphasis when you have a child. It just sort of happens. You know, it kind of just happens and that's just that. Like, there's really no fanfare or anything like that. I should also take note that this mod is not really compatible with Polyamory Suite. So, keep that in mind if you do want to try this out. I don't think that there will be any type of conflicts if you have both installed, because I did have both installed at one point. But I think the main incompatibility with Polyamory Suite is that if you have multiple spouses and you have children with multiple spouses, that I don't think that you are going to have events with each of your spouse. I think that's honestly what the compatibility is. And maybe I didn't really experience anything. I didn't notice anything because I only have one spouse. So there is that. But yeah, keep in mind that there can be some compatibility issues as far as like mods that add the ability to have multiple spouses, because I don't think that this mod was designed for multiple spouses in mind. So, but yeah, like if you're just playing with one spouse, you have only one, and I have multiple children, and I have not had events with all of my children, only like maybe like the first 3. But yeah, like I still appreciate this mod, and I still really liked the events that I did get. Like, it's just very enjoyable to have people acknowledge that you are expanding your family, you know? Because I feel like nobody really acknowledges that in game. So, and with that said, I think we have reached the end of this video, you guys. So again, these are just some of my favorite family gameplay mods that I am currently using and that I enjoy in my game. And hopefully you guys will find some joy in these mods as well. As always, I have left links to each mod on my blog linked below if you are interested in trying any of these out. They really do add a little something to your game, and they really do enhance just how you and your farmer interact with your family. And I just find that lovely that these mods exist. So with that said, if you've made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you haven't already, then please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps out, and it pushes these videos out. It tells YouTube to push it out when you guys leave a like. So, with that said, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the very next video. And as always, happy farming!